Alright, welcome back to C2Rock's channel. Today we're going to talk about a couple products, mainly some tools from Harbor Freight. And before you get too much further, I'm going to just plain out tell you this. This timing light is a piece of shit. I bought this at Harbor Freight for working on the Mercury, just to maybe help me in timing diagnosis, and decided to pick one up because I didn't have one. A long time ago my tools had disappeared, but this one here was I guess 20 bucks, something like that, at Harbor Freight. And they had one other option that was a little bit better looking timing gun, but I figured, oh, what the hell, for what I need it for, you know, it's not that critical. Let me go ahead and get this one. So this is item 03343. Says on the box here, bright xenon bulb, accurate at all speeds, clamp on, inductive pickup, trigger activated, dependable solid state, automatic reverse, overload protection. So it comes just in the box, just as you see here, and comes like this. Now, the fucking thing is an absolute piece of garbage. You know, I've seen fucking cheaper laser tag guns, you know, or fake plastic guns from the fucking Dollar Tree that make noise and shit than this thing. It is definitely made in China. There's all these warnings about wear ANSI approved safety goggles, whatever. Let me just tell you, the trigger on it is a little plastic thing. It already feels like it's broken before you even start. The wires on this damn thing, let me untangle them. That's another thing about this fucking thing. Let me show you these fucking wires. You know, Harbor Freight from time to time has done me well, and then I should have known better by buying anything electrical at Harbor Freight, because, you know, it's fucking Harbor Freight, and most of their stuff looks like it's like the Little Tikes version of fucking anything else that you're gonna get. So here's the gauge wire. Let me just show you. And I'm not rich, so this ring is, my wedding ring is not huge. That's like a I don't know, 16 or 18 gauge wire. Here's your clamp on thing. It's not labeled as directional, so that's a little sketchy. You hear that? That's the sound of fucking garbage. Here is the sensor. It's got a spring in here that feels like it already wants to break. Now, I didn't know any of this when I picked up the box. I just picked up the box, you know. I was like, oh, I'll buy this. These clamps, they're clamps, whatever. But, you know, this is how the wires are attached. Let me let that zoom in for a second. Just a little tiny piece of solder in there, and this like chintzy piece of fucking heat shrink over it. I guess the clamps are okay. I don't know. These wires were all between this one and this one. So there's three wires. You got red, black, and black. They all come out of this hole here, right? And they're all loose. So anytime you put the gun down, it automatically fucking tangles. It's like, you know, Chevy Chase's freaking, you know, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, trying to get these things untangled every time. So my biggest qualm with this thing is, does it work? Yes, it does work. When you plug it in and you hook it up and you put the thing on there, it makes a wonderful high-pitched scream that is, you know, so great. It drives all the dogs crazy. And then when you pull the trigger, it does flash, but it's like, you know, that flashlight that's been in your, you know, your fucking pantry for 2 years, and the batteries have like crusted over on them, and it's just barely dim. I mean, you might as well set your timing in the fucking dark with this thing because you can barely see it. Biggest complaint though is it picks up signal from other wires, so it is by far nowhere near accurate. I couldn't figure out why I was getting these crazy timing things going on, and it was like flash. I thought I had all these problems and everything. Long story short, that thing's a piece of junk. I borrowed another one from a friend to replace it. So this thing here, item 03343, the automotive timing light at Harbor Freight, you're best off not buying. Do not buy this thing. Please, just spend the extra money and get something else. This one, and the worst part is that they make you, they warn you when you buy it at Harbor Freight too that you can't just return it. I guess because people buy them and return these because they just want to set their timing once, they never need this thing again. Or it's a ploy because everybody knows it's a piece of shit. There's like a 20% restocking fee on this thing or something like that. I'm looking for my receipt to hopefully just go back and exchange it for something else. You know, maybe buy like a pry bar, something else. I don't care. I'm not happy with this thing. Do not buy this. Save yourself the time. So, with that being said, that piece of junk, I borrowed this from a friend. This is a Innova 3551 timing light. He works at O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and they actually sell this behind the counter. They actually have a new model out there for sale that has the Advance on it, and it's like $29.99. The retainer, or the sender trigger, much stouter. It's got a directional for which way the plug goes. Big beefy thing. The cables are nice and thick. They're separated real well. The clamps are much stronger. They have these clamped and soldered, which is nice. This is much thicker material. The light is nice and bright. It's got a trigger or a little button here that turns it on and off. I don't know how much this one actually runs for, but I know that I was over there at O'Reilly's the other day, and it was $29.99 for the other one. So I'm actually going to go down, and when I return this, I'm going to pick up that one for myself to have at home. This worked really great, gave me really good readings, was nice and bright. As you guys know, I work outside, so I was able to see that. So if you're interested in a good timing light, this Innova is really nice. I like the brand, I like the feel of it, and it's got the adjustable head on it. Also, I actually had dropped this right as I started using it, and it fell into water because I was working on the boat. It continued to work. I had no issue with it. I wiped it off, let it dry off. It still worked. I mean, it was working while it was wet. Don't go throwing your timing light in the fucking water. But don't buy this. Do not buy this thing. I should have known by the checkerboard 1980s fucking pattern. So, thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.